Hello and good morning, guys, and welcome back to Tater's World. Well, it's more like afternoon right now, but it is Thursday, August 13th. Nope, I take it back. 15th. It's the 15th today. Yes, it's Thursday, August 15th. My heavens. Today is my Friday at work. I'm so excited. I just have to make it through tonight. Fingers crossed. Thursdays are always crazy. But we will take you on a quick garden tour. Mom and I are going to can today, get that done. We're going to get the tomato sauce going. We're going to come out, we're going to harvest, and then we're going to get busting in on Poot's room and continue cleaning out his room. We didn't get it finished yesterday, but that's okay. We're going to try to get some more done today before I go to work because tomorrow we are dragging everything out of the basement. That's the goal. So let's do a quick garden tour and then we'll get rolling, okay? Not too shabby in here today, 81 degrees. Everybody's looking good. Looking fantastic. Basil's a little dry. I'll make sure they get watered today. These guys are doing good over here. Carrots need to be watered really bad. I'll let Mom and Dad know to do that because I won't be here tonight. And let's run over to the big garden real fast. Everything's looking good. Mom and I definitely have to harvest. You can see all the giant red tomatoes in there and all of the cherries. So we are going to bring you along for that harvest today. And also I forgot Mom and I have to go to Freddy's. My company is potentially going on strike tomorrow. They are voting on the final vote to find out if we go on strike or not. So we do have to go to the grocery store today because I won't cross the picket line. We're not asking for much. So yeah, we're gonna go get some stuff and stock up so we don't have to go while they are striking. Hopefully it won't last long. 2 years ago when the strike happened, it only lasted about 12 hours. So okay, guys, follow along for today. We're gonna go get and head into the kitchen and get started on the tomato sauce, and I'll show you guys how to can that up, okay? But let's go say hi to the pups real fast, and yeah, we'll get going. As always, we can't forget to say good morning to Phil the garden lizard, Moo the cow, and Walter the French bulldog. And Stinky's just doing her thing, hanging out. And I believe Pookie, oh, he's not going to ignore me this morning. That's nice of him. But they're just doing their thing, hanging out. Okay, guys, let's get canning, okay? I'm going to show you guys step by step how we do this. Please keep in mind some of the golden rules, okay? Cold liquid, cold canner, cold jars. You don't want to put the jars that are cold or anything like that in a hot canner. They will explode. Same thing with a hot liquid. Hot liquid, hot jars, hot canner. If you put something in there that's cold, it's going to explode. So let's remember that. 3 things. Cold, 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 and hot, hot, hot. All of it has to be the same or we're going to have problems. So let's go ahead and get going. I'm going to fill up our canner with water, cold water. Do a splash of vinegar in here to keep the jars from getting cloudy on the outside. And then we are going to go and move on to the next step. All right, next step, you're going to grab your balls and you're going to wash them. Get your head out of the gutter. We got to get washing these so we can get to canning on them, okay? make sure to wash your rings and your lids as well. Wash them up good. Because they are new out of the box, I don't know where they've been, so just give them a good wash. Okay guys, so today we are going to water bath tomato sauce. So we are going to need some canning salt. We're going to need some lemon juice. We're going to need a funnel so we don't make a mess. So with tomato sauce, the reason you can water bath canned tomato sauce is because the acid in the tomatoes. The acid in the tomatoes all differ from tomato to tomato. So what we do is we do add some lemon juice to it to raise the acidic level. So that way we don't have to worry about anything going wrong. So we are going to water bath can these for 20 minutes. These are pints. And I will show you guys how to do that, okay? I just go ahead and give each jar a little squirt of the lemon juice. This does not affect the taste at all. This just raises the acidity level. And then we are going to fill these to a 1/2 inch of headspace, because if you fill them too high, it will siphon out the top, and we do not want that. And we do not waste this tomato sauce. We scrape every last goodie out. I will bring you guys back when I am all done with this portion of it, and I'll show you the next steps, okay? Okay, so we are also going to top these with about 1/2 tablespoon of the canning salt. Just like so. And then we're going to take some sort of object to go ahead and de-bubble any possible bubbles that might be in the jars, because the bubbles will create problems. So we don't want problems, so we just de-bubble everything. Even if it's a liquid, you never know if there's bubbles in there that are trapped. And that will make your sauce siphon out the top. So go ahead and give it a good de-bubble. And then we're just going to take some vinegar and wipe the rims of each jar of any mess we might have made, because we want a completely good seal on all of these. We don't want any debris on the rims. So we're going to go ahead and get that cleaned up. And then we're going to take our lids and we're going to put them on fingertip tight. So screw them on tight, back it off. Tight, back off. tight, back off. The reason you want to do it this way is because if you just crank them on there really, really tight, your lids will buckle and it will destroy all of the rest of them. It'll siphon out into the canner and it'll be so gross and it won't be salvageable. So, fingertip tight, guys. On, back off. Let's go get these in the canner. Alrighty, guys, let's get them in the canner, okay? Remember, cold sauce, cold water, cold canner, cold jars. We don't want anything busting. Last one going in, guys. You also want at least 2 inches of water above the lid of your jar, and that just creates the right amount of pressure that you need to be able to have them seal properly. Okay, so once this comes up to a full rolling boil, say that 5 times fast. Once this comes up to a rolling boil, we'll set our timer for 20 minutes, and then we'll let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes in the canner afterwards. And then we'll pull them out and we'll sit them on the counter, put a towel over them, and then you should hopefully, my fingers are too short, hopefully, fingers crossed, start hearing the sound of music, which is the pings of the jars. Okay, guys, let's go harvest. Mom's coming out with some more buckets because we're gonna need more buckets. But yeah, let's see what we get today. Okay guys, let's start with our aromas. Get a bunch of them today. They're beautiful. £1, 4.1 ounce. We had a single little baby beefsteak, 2.5 ounces. Let's do our Hungarian hearts. 3 pounds, 11.3 ounces for Hungarian hearts. Let's go ahead and do our beautiful Amish paste. 2 pounds, 13.1 ounces. Let's go ahead and do our cherries. $10.1. Let's go ahead and do our green beans. 2.7 ounces. And let's go ahead and do our peas. 6.4 ounces, guys. Okay, guys, so we have a grand total of 1 pound, 4.1 ounces for Roma. The beefsteak is 2.5 ounces. The Hungarian is 3 pounds, 11.3 ounces. Amish paste is 2 pounds, 13.1 ounces. Cherries are 10.1 ounces. The green beans, we are finally getting some. It's going to be insane once they all start coming on because it's going to be quick and furious. So 2.7 ounces for the green beans is a smaller amount. It'll skyrocket from there. Peas are 6.4 ounces today. We got all the harvesting done of the garden. I've weighed everything. And guess what, guys? We are still waiting for this to come to a rolling boil. Soon enough. And we can't forget to stir our wine today. Okay, so I know you can't really tell, but it's finally at a rolling boil. I set the timer for 20 minutes and we'll come back here shortly. Okay guys, so I went ahead and pulled them up. They sat in here for about an extra 10 or 15 minutes. So I got them up, and once they have cooled down a little bit more, I'll move them over to the counter. Oh, sounded like a ping. And I will show you guys what we do from there. Okay guys, so I went ahead and pulled them, and I put them in a box, and I covered them up with a blanket, and they should start pinging here soon. Okay guys, so it is the next day. These sat overnight. We do not ever store our jars with the rings on. If your jars did not seal correctly, leaving the rings on will create a false seal and you could potentially get sick. So you always take those off. Don't ever store your jars with your rings on. This is how I always tell. And there's also a button right here in the middle that's been pushed down and sucked down because of the pressure. But I always go through and make sure and just pick them up by that lid. Just make sure they're good. Some people like to flip them over. That scares me. But anyways, guys, every single one of these sealed, and we'll put them up on our shelves downstairs. We will label and date them so we know exactly when we made them and what's in them. So obviously we won't forget, even though it's kind of hard not to know. It's beautiful though, guys. Hello and good morning, guys, and welcome back to Tater's World. It is Saturday, August 17th, and we are under a severe storm warning. So we are trying to get everything buttoned up under here. See all this stuff? All this stuff. We're trying to get everything buttoned up and put away, so that way if the storm does come, like they are predicting, that we will not have anything ruined. And I have to get out here and harvest, there it is, all the red tomatoes before the rain and the hail come, and I have to tie those up because they are expecting half-inch hail today, and thunder and lightning and all kinds of stuff all day long until like 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I'm going to try and get out here. I'm not going to take you guys for a garden tour today because I got a lot to do in a very short period of time. The storms are about 13 miles away. So I'm going to rush around and get that done, and I will bring you guys along for the rushing, okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Tater's World. turn on your notifications and leave a comment, guys. I will see you guys very soon, okay? This is the status on the dumpster. Dad is going to try and get a tarp over most of it so that way it doesn't like completely soak everything and make it weigh 1,000,000 pounds. But the winds are already picking up and they're also expecting 40-mile-an-hour winds today, so I got a lot to do in a short period of time. Look, Wyatt, Muma's talking to you in her car. You see her in there? She's talking to you on the phone there, booger butt. And as you can see, the storm's right there. So I got a few minutes. I'm gonna rush real quick. Okay guys, so this is what we got from our little emergency harvest before the storm comes. Look at all these green beans. Oh, so excited. Alrighty guys, so Mom and I are going to be running to Costco real fast. We need to grab a few things and a few more of those big black yellow lid black totes. So we continue going through the basement. So I'll bring you guys along for that. And it's Saturday. Costco on a Saturday is going to suck. But we'll get through it. We'll do it together. Come along, guys. And then as soon as we get back, we're going to get started on the basement again and go through it and bring out a bunch of stuff. And hopefully we'll be able to miss some of the storms that are rolling through. We haven't had anything crazy yet. I'm hoping we do. We'll see. Fingers crossed, because as you all know, I'm a psycho when it comes to severe storms and stuff like that, and thunderstorms and rain and storms in general. So we'll be working on that today. I'll bring you guys along for that. And yeah, we'll have a good day today, the rest of the day. And I think I have to make tomato sauce too, again. So I'll bring you along for that as well. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on our next batch of pasta sauce. We have all of these tomatoes that we need to do. Those were in the fridge. And we have all of these that we need to do as well as the ones that we picked today, but we won't be making sauce out of those today. We're gonna put those in the pasta in the fridge so that way we can eat some of them. Alrighty, so as always, we're going to go ahead and core them. Trying to cut your finger off. Cut any bad spots off, which there's not many. Squeeze what seeds are in here out, which isn't many. Throw them in a bowl. Alrighty, we're going to keep doing that and I'll bring you along, okay? Okay guys, so I cut up about 3.5 of those bags and we have a full pot. So I have to try to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of all of these tomatoes. Probably end up freezing them, but that's okay. All of these tomatoes that I cut up today, oops, come back, were such excellent and beautiful tomatoes that I am going to seed save. I might not know which seeds the tomatoes came from, but they were so perfect, all of them, that I'm just going to make this a mystery bag of seeds, and I'll plant them next year, and we'll get massive giant tomatoes again because I'm replanting these again next year. They're absolutely phenomenal. So let's go ahead and weigh out what we got for our little emergency haul today before the storms roll in. And it looks like we have a bunch of aromas. Okay, so the aromas were 1 pound, 2.5 ounces. We have 2 Amish pastes, 13.8. We managed to grab 1 Hungarian heart, 5.9 ounces. Got a cute bell pepper, 2.3 ounces. We got a ton of green beans, guys. Holy cow. Let's see what we get. Not a cherry tomato. The beans are finally starting to come on really hard, and the more you pick green beans, the more they produce. I don't know how that works, but that's how it works. The green beans are already going crazy. 8.5 ounces. And now our peas are starting to come on really hard again too. I think it was just too hot, guys. But these guys are starting to pop off again. 2.2 ounces. We got cherries. 11 ounces. Not too bad of a haul for a quick emergency one today. Well, guys, Mom and I are sitting up here on the front porch, and hopefully we'll be able to get some footage of the storm for you guys, okay? Because it is officially here. The thunder is here, the lightning's here, the rain is here. Let's see how it goes, okay? Oh boy, that rain's really getting bad. It's getting rough. Come on, give Mama a big one.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom.
So guys, this is the storm, the big portion of the storm, I believe, that we have been waiting for all day. And it's starting to come through. As you can see, where the little red dots up here. And if we go here, here is the lightning map. And it's coming our direction, guys. Closest lightning strike so far is 5.8 miles away. And, yeah, this could be really fun. I'm excited. I'm going to film some of it, and hopefully it'll get dark enough to where I can get some good lightning footage for you guys. Jesus. Hello. That was an angry one. So much rain.
Yeah.
So much rain, guys. But man, it smells good, and the sound of rain is nothing better.
Electricity in here feels good.
Yeah, you can smell the electricity.
It feels good.
Zap! Oh God, okay, I'm soaked now. Woo. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now we don't.
Now we have
Now we
sirens.
have 6 seconds. That's 6 miles away and close.
Let's get started blending up batch 2 of our tomato sauce. I don't want to get this all over me, so. Ooh, already did. Too late. We'll get this back put on the stove after we get this all blended up, because as you can see, it's chunky at the moment. Let this simmer down, because when we blend it, the chunks release more water. So we want that water to go away, so we'll simmer it for a few more hours, and then we'll can it up later. And I'll bring you guys along for that. But for now, we're gonna try and get this done without spilling it everywhere. Another beautiful pot of tomato sauce on the stove. I'll bring you guys back in a few hours and show you what we're working with. Hello and good morning, guys, and welcome back to Tater's World. It is Sunday, August, I believe it's the 17th? 18th. It is Sunday, August 18th. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic and enjoying your weekend. So that storm was a little bit nutty yesterday. We did not take a ton of damage. The garden held up pretty well. I did run around with mom and dad and pick a bunch of stuff and stake some stuff up to hopefully keep things from breaking, branches breaking, that kind of thing. And I think we did pretty darn good. So let's go ahead and take a quick garden tour. I have a few things I have to do today. I have tomato sauce simmering already. I have banana bread I have to make today. I have to can the tomato sauce. We have to go to the market. Hopefully they have my tacos today. Fingers crossed. We're going to get some cucumbers at the market because we are going to make some pickles. So I'll bring you guys along for that. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. And leave a comment down below and turn that notification bell on so you get notified when I pop back on with a new episode. Let's go for a garden tour. Everybody's looking good in here. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? All this new growth. This guy was like not here last week. I don't know what to think. New growth. I don't know, guys. It's weirding me out. But those peppers are doing so good. I'm going to try with these guys. It's going to be crazy, but I am going to try to overwinter these guys this year and keep them going because pepper plants are actually perennials. So they'll come back every single year if you're able to get them out of the cold. So I'm going to give it a shot with these two this year. See how we do. And yeah, these guys just keep growing. I don't get it. But it's not for me to understand or get. I'm just excited we're going to get some onions. Yeah, look at this. New growth. New growth. New growth. Y'all, I don't get it. Carrots are doing great. The greenhouse obviously fared really well because it's covered. But let's go check out the big garden. I'll show you what I mean by it actually fared really, really well. So all things considered, guys, everything held up really, really well. We did have a few small branches that popped out like this one that I'm gonna have to tape back up. But all in all, guys, everything stood up to that. We had some wind. We had a torrential downpour for a while. We got about a ½ inch of rain in about 2 hours, I think. So we're not gonna have to water for a while, which will be nice. But the tomatoes, for some reason, really loved it. We're gonna have to get back out here and harvest again. Everything's turning red all at once, I swear. But yeah, no, the garden fared really well and I'm really happy. We did take those precautions yesterday before the storm rolled in, so I think that helped a lot. But I think also it helps that we have really super healthy plants this year. Can't complain about that. But our field of tomatoes are looking fabulous. Our peppers are looking great. We picked a ton of green beans yesterday. The green beans, as long as you continue to harvest them, they'll produce like crazy. So we are just going to keep picking and picking and picking. I think we got almost a pound of green beans that we harvested, which is nuts. They did get beat up a little bit, but you know, like I said, it was a torrential downpour yesterday. But they're looking good. Let's go. I'll show you guys the crazy thing over here. Oh, see what I mean? Yeah, I got to get out here and do a little surgery on some plants, but it's a lot less than what I was anticipating. The rain was hitting so hard that we have mud splatter all the way up here on these leaves. The rain was hitting so hard, we have mud splatter so high on these cucumber plants. It's crazy. But I'm just thankful that everything survived. I would have been devastated. This garden is my baby, so I would have been really, really sad. Gotta come over here as always every morning and say good morning to Phil the garden lizard, Walter the French bulldog, and Moo the cow. And I figured we'd come say good morning to the puppies too. Hi, Noxie girl. Oh, you're mad at me. Where's Nuki? What's he doing over there? There he is. Hi, Nuke. Hi, bud. You guys having fun? Alrighty, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you all later. Okay? Bye. Alrighty, guys. So let's go ahead and make that banana bread for my Papa Fred. I promised him the last time I saw him that I would make him some, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so recipe calls for 3 bananas. That's baloney. I use 4. So throw 4 bananas in. It's because it makes it more moist. And And as always, make sure to huck your bananas in. Don't just gently put them in there. Huck them. It makes them more moist. Also need a half a stick of butter. So that's 8 tablespoons. We're going to take it and we're going to aggressively throw it in our mixing cup and then melt it. We're going to need 2 eggs. Crack them violently. Throw them into the bowl. Pull the eggshell out. Now forcefully mush your bananas and your eggs until they're all mixed together. My butter's done. I'm gonna go grab that. Now take your melted butter and waterfall it in. It makes it look fancy. Continue mixing. Everything is mushed and somewhat well combined. And we're going to pour in a half a cup of sugar because we don't have diabetes and sugar is amazing. And we're also going to do a half a cup of brown sugar because a half a cup of normal sugar just isn't quite enough. And then we're also going to do a half a cup of milk. Go ahead and give that a quick little mix. We also need a teaspoon of baking powder. And then 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We also need a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we also need a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Also need a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Just kind of eyeball that one. And we need 1.5 cups of flour. So we're going to go ahead and mix this all together. Okay, so I got a different utensil to mix this with. That fork was not working anymore. We're going to go ahead and use some nonstick cooking spray on the inside of these bread tins so that we don't get any stickage. Because that would be terrible if these ended up sticking. Oil them up real good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pour our batter in to these guys. Try to do it as evenly as possible. We'll see how this works. I think that's pretty even, guys. Yeah. Not too bad, right? Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get these guys put in the oven. And we'll see you guys back here in about 45 minutes to check to see how they're doing. Just checking on the tomato sauce, and it's looking really good. And I think we're going to probably let it simmer for about another hour or so, and then I will probably end up canning this up today. So I will bring you guys along. So I just pulled the banana bread out. It was in for about 50 minutes total, I believe, at 355. And it's starting to cool off, and I'll be able to dump them out of the pans here shortly, and I will bring you guys back for the final reveal. They smell heavenly, guys. There's the sweet boy. There's Mama's boy. Hi, bud. You doing good in the air? Yeah, you taking a nappy? All right, good. Just chill, relax, okay? Oh, you and your jammies. Dude, why are you so freaking cute? It's so freaking cute. I love you. I love you. Well, guys, 4 weeks without those tacos. 4. It's all right. I'm getting Mexican food tomorrow with my Papa Fred. So we'll be good. I'll survive this week again without those tacos. Hello and good morning, guys. Welcome back to Tater's World. It is Monday, August 20th, I believe. Let's look. 19th. August 19th. Holy mollies. Where's the time gone? Anywho, guys, we are off to go see Papa Fred and Andrea for lunch today. And then we will be back and we are going to do some canning of the tomato sauce that I didn't get around to yesterday. And we are going to take a look at the wine. I will admit I tasty tested it this morning. And don't forget to come along for the ride today. I love you, booger butt. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that notification, guys, so you guys will not miss an episode. I'll see you guys all later, okay? Bye! Alrighty, guys, we are back here in the kitchen getting ready to can up our tomato sauce. This is a cold process again, like I showed you last time. I just added a splash of vinegar, cold can, cold water, cold contents in our jars, cold jars. We don't want anything busting and breaking. So we're gonna go ahead and get this filled up. We're gonna go ahead and grab up our balls to wash them up. Get your head out of the gutter, guys. Let's get these guys cleaned up and sanitized. So now that we got our balls all washed up, we're gonna go ahead and flip them over. And we're gonna get to starting the filling on these. Funnel. We're gonna need our lemon juice. We're gonna need our canning salt. We're gonna need our vinegar to wipe our rims. Just like before, like I showed you guys, we're gonna go ahead and take our 100% real lemon juice. I want to give each jar a little squirt in the bottom. That's to help with the acidity levels. And this does not affect the taste at all. It's all right if it goes down the bottom of the jar, side of the jar. I'll clean them up later. We're going to put the canning salt on top last. So we're going to leave about a 1/2 inch of head space on these. Let's get filling. And we're just going to fill to about a 1/2 inch of head space. And these are pint jars, so we are going to process these in the water bath canner for roughly 20 minutes. So as you can see, we have these 2 little baby odd ducks out, the jam jars, because we don't waste this. So because there are going to be 2 different sizes going into the canner, we will can these at 20 minutes, just like these guys, because these guys are the ones that take longer, and it will not affect the outcome of these. So we're going to go ahead and add our salt to the top. I don't really eyeball these measurements on the salt. I just kind of pour. Maybe 2 teaspoons. Just a little bit. Don't forget about debubbling, guys. We need to make sure that we get all the bubbles out if there are any. So go ahead and pass something through there and just make sure that there are no bubbles. Even in a sauce, you got to make sure, because it can make everything siphon out your lid and not create it a good seal, which will ruin your food. And this takes way too long, guys, to ruin your food. So just make sure to do the steps. It's sad when that happens. And quite honestly, I feel defeated when it does happen. So just make sure that all the bubbles are out. Just move it around a little bit. Alrighty, and we're going to take a paper towel with white vinegar. Just going to wipe our rims off. Make sure there's no debris on those rims. Like that. No debris, guys. Nothing, because it will make it not seal. And we don't want things not sealing. That creates sickness. It's alright if it's on the side of the jar, because it'll get boiled off in the canner, and then you can also wash them off too when you're all done. Okay, guys, just like last time, screw them on, fingertip tight, then back off, fingertip tight. Just fingertip tight. If you do them any tighter than fingertip tight, you run the risk of your lids buckling and losing all of your stuff that you worked so hard to do. So, no buckle lids. Fingertip tight. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and move these all over into the canner, okay? Now we want to try for at least 2 inches of water above the lids. And that is what helps to create the seal of the flat, and it makes contact with the rim of the glass jar. So that extra pressure from the water and the boiling water makes that seal make its adhesion to the glass jar. We are going to go ahead and light this baby up. And once this comes to a complete rolling boil, I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes and I will bring you guys back. Hello and good morning, guys. Welcome back to Tater's World. I hope everyone is doing fantastic today. It is hump day. It is also August 21st. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. Mom and I are going to do some pickling of cucumbers and making us some pickles. And I think I'm going to be doing, putting my blackberry wine into the new containers. So I think I might be doing that as well today. So I'll bring you guys all along for that. Sorry guys, hold on, I got something in my eye. Okay, we're good. All right, so let's go ahead and go do a quick garden tour and I'll show you guys what's going on out here. It is probably going to be a cooler day today, around 75, 78, which is awesome. And yeah, I have to work tonight. But other than that, we're going to get some stuff done and I'll bring you guys along, okay? Let's go do the garden tour real quick. So we got 70 degrees in the greenhouse today. And we have our onions doing great. This cute guy, he's doing fantastic. The 2 pepper plants in here are thriving. I'm going to try and overwinter those and see what we can do from that. I'll be intrigued to see if I can get that done. Onions are looking good. And you guys, I just noticed something. My toothache plant that I planted a long time ago is finally sprouting. You see that? Weird. I don't know, guys. These onions are doing great over here as well. I'm really looking forward to harvesting these. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing in these containers. And it looks like our carrots are doing really well too, guys. We will run over to the big garden real quick, okay? So it does look like Mom and I are going to have to do some harvesting today. Yeah, we are. Lots of harvesting today. But that's all right. We'll get that done after we get our cucumbers going. And we'll do our normal routine of weighing everything and seeing where we're at. Our green beans are going berserk. We need to harvest those as well. Look how heavy they are. They're pulling the plants over. So we'll get that done as well. I'll come through here and pick some of these peppers. Oh, look at these. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Oh my gosh, that plant is covered. So is this one. Oh my gosh, you guys. These aren't here the other day. Oh my gosh. What? What? Oh, we have serranos. Oh my gosh. All right, I got a little excited there. And it looks like our potatoes are starting to die off too. When potatoes start to die off like that and they turn yellow and they fall over and they start to die off is when you know that they are ready to harvest. Now these are not completely ready to go yet, so we'll continue to let them die back and then we'll start digging stuff up. This Jimmy Nardello is huge. Oh my gosh. He's massive. Look how big he is. Oh heavens. Yeah, we got some harvesting to do today. So with that said, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Wednesday. I hope you guys come along for the ride today, and I will catch y'all later. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Tater's World. It truly means the world to me. And leave a comment down below so we can have a conversation. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell. And I will check in with you guys later. Booger Butt, I love you, buddy. Bye, guys. I almost forgot saying good morning to Phil the garden lizard, Moo the cow, and Walter the French bulldog. God, what kind of human am I? We forgot to say good morning to them. And the pups. Let's go say hi, good morning to the pups. And the pups are just hanging out here today. It's nice and cool right now, so we're just gonna hang out with them outside for a little bit and see how they're doing. They're not very... We're just chill today. Just hanging out, which they love to do out here. They just like to watch the world go by. And Nuka is ignoring me. Okay, guys, so now that we have said good morning to Phil the garden lizard, Moo the cow, and Walter the French bulldog, and the pups, let's go run inside and get those pickles started, okay? Bye. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started on canning our pickles today. So behind me, I have a big pot of our brine. Our brine is 3 parts of water, 1 part of vinegar, and then it also has pickling spice to your desired effect, and a 3/4 cup of salt. And in this smaller pot back here, I have my flat lids in there getting warmed up. And this, at the end of the day, when this is all done and said, the water bath time is 10 minutes for pints. We are using wide mouth jar lids today in pint size. Let's run over to the sink and get started, okay? So Mom already washed up all of our baby cucumbers that we're going to use today. She cut off the stem end and she cut off the blossom end. If you leave the blossom end on these cucumbers when you put them into the jars and you can them, it will actually make them go mushy and bitter and they won't be good. So you got to cut that off because it releases an enzyme after a short while that, like I said, makes them mushy and taste bitter. So these are our wide mouth balls. Mom already washed them up and we will get started. We are making dill pickles today. So we are going to also need some dill and 1 garlic clove, or however much you desire, per jar. So let's go ahead and get this open and get these putting into the jars. Also, we got pickle crisp. We're going to put in 1/8 of a teaspoon on top of each jar before we pour the hot water in. And I'll take you guys through that, okay? So we have our garlic in our jars already, and we're going to go ahead and put some dill in each jar. To your liking. There's no specific amount. If you like dill, put more in. If you don't like dill, don't put a lot in. All right, let's grab our pickling spices. We're just going to dump a little bit of this in each jar, because it is in the brine, so we don't need a ton. Just a few little dabbles. All right, let's start packing our jars. So we're going to pack these as tight as we possibly can. Now, cucumbers don't always grow straight, obviously. So we're just going to do the best we can and pack as many as possible into these jars. Making sure to leave a little bit of head space. Just like that, guys. So while we are waiting for this big guy to boil, this guy is finally starting to come to a boil, and we have our flats, like I had mentioned, in the boiling water, getting the seals nice and tender. That smells really good. And Mom and I are going to go out and harvest the garden real quick while this is all coming together before we pour the brine onto the pickles, and I take you on to the next step. know what they say about a watched pot never boils? Well, this guy back here is still taking forever to boil. Mom and I have harvested the entire garden, and I'm still waiting for this big guy right here to finally boil so I can get this going. But we'll do it. We'll get there someday. Hey guys, so our water is extremely close to boiling in our water bath canner with our little splash of vinegar. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this. We are going to be doing 1/8 of a teaspoon of pickle crisp in each jar. This just helps to keep the crunch of the pickles and the color of the pickles. You don't have to do this, but it works. Pour that right on top. So for this next step, you're going to need your handy dandy funnel because this water is very hot. This brine is very hot. We are going to fill this up to about the first lip right here. We want to give it plenty of headspace. So I went ahead and tossed the funnel because this thing works just fine. Funnel is just going to get in my way. And it is okay if these guys end up floating because that happens. Now don't forget, we got to debubble. So stuff something in there, get the bubbles out. We do not want these siphoning out. We don't want our hard work going to waste. Stay in there, pickle. Ooh, that's hot. Oh boy, guys, it already smells like pickles. Oh my gosh. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our lids that have been in some boiling water. I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing our lids. Oh, no we're not. I lied. We got to wipe our rims. See, even I still make mistakes. I've been doing this for a couple years now. Grab your white vinegar. Wipe your rims. You want clean rims. You don't want debris in between the two rims because it'll cause your seals not to seal, and you don't want to get sick. So always make sure to wipe your rims. Perfect. All right, let's try this again. Whew, hot. Hot. Okay, guys, remember, fingertip tight. So, on, back off, fingertip, okay? Don't forget that. You don't want your lids buckling. All your hard work to go down the drain. Just fingertip tight. Ooh, those jars are hot. Oh boy. So guys, finally our water is boiling. It only took 10 years for it to boil. Like I said, a watched pot never boils, but it's finally boiling. Nice and steamy. Let's go ahead and get our rack put in and get our pickles in. Well, our cucumbers at this point, they're not pickles yet. All right, we got the whole canner loaded up. We're gonna go ahead and drop these bad boys in. Remember, you want at least 2 inches of water over the top of your lids. And we're gonna go ahead and let this come back to a rolling boil, which is gonna take about 10 seconds. And then we're gonna set a timer for 10 minutes and I'll bring you guys back. So Mom went ahead and grabbed the pickles out for me because I was downstairs trying to find a half-gallon jar because I'm going to save the brine from these pickles for next time when we make pickles. I think it'll probably be next week. We'll make another 7 to 8 pints. 7 to 8 pints. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the brine. I put it in a half-gallon jar. Mom pulled the cucumbers. I'll show you guys real quick. Mom went ahead and saved them for me, and I'm just going to get them pulled out and put back into the box and covered and blanketed up, and we'll listen to that for that beautiful ping noise. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get these guys covered with a couple towels and set off into a spot where there's not a bunch of draft. And I will let you guys know what they look like here shortly once they have all pinged, okay? But this is the half-gallon of brine we ended up with for our pickles next time we make them. You just gotta remember, sometimes you gotta work smarter, not harder. So the fun in the kitchen never stops. Let's go ahead and go over our garden haul. You guys are going to be floored at how many green beans we harvested today. Yeah, there's a couple pounds. So let's go over that, okay? Okay, guys, let's go ahead and start off with our peas. Our green beans, not our peas. Holy moly's. All right, so this has been teared out. 2 pounds, 14.2 ounces. Do our cherries. 11.5 ounces. Let's do our peas next. 4.2 ounces. Let's go ahead and we harvested our first Jimmy Nardello today. This is a sweet Italian pepper. And I believe, if I remember correctly, a gentleman named Jimmy Nardello brought this over to the Americas in the late 1800s. And this pepper was named after him. And I really wanted to try it. And it's a sweet Italian pepper. 1.4 ounces. We have all these beautiful sweet peppers, baby bells. Got a bunch of these. $17. 7.5 ounces. And I have been seed saving from these guys because they're so cute and they are so good tasting. And they're so, look at this. Look at the color. They're just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm a jerk and I didn't see these at the bottom of a different bowl. So let's go ahead and get these measured too. 5.8 ounces. Okay, so we didn't get a massive haul of the big ones this time, but that's all right. We did get a pretty giant haul of the Romas. So let's go over these guys real quick and I'll show you what we got, okay? This guy, yeah, just this guy is a bread and salt. 9.5 ounces. Guys are Hungarian hearts. These 3. 1 pound, 8.2 ounces. Then the big boys. Let's see what we got for Romas, okay? Get him zeroed out. That's funny. pounds, 3.5 ounces. Not too shabby for a haul, guys. I'm going to get this all laid out and looking pretty, and I'll show you guys the whole haul today. And that is our haul for today, guys. Alrighty, guys, that is a wrap for episode 22 of Tater's World. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I love making it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. And make sure to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, guys. I will catch you guys in episode 23. Booger Butt, I love you, buddy. I'll catch you all later. Tater out.